floor peel glute bridge. Start with your feet and knees together and start by pressing your low back into the ground, creating a posterior pelvic tilt. At this point, your whole spine should be touching the floor. We are going to start peeling our spine off of the floor, starting with the lowest vertebrae, or our tailbone. It will look like my pelvis is coming up towards my face rather than up towards the ceiling. So I initiate the movement with the pelvis, trying to focus more on posterior tilt, and my tailbone comes off the floor. Now it's time to lift the lumbar vertebrae one at a time. I'm moving very slowly, being very precise, feeling each vertebrae come off the floor. I am actively trying to keep my legs together. And if I do this correctly, I start to feel my inner thighs are getting very tight and a little squeeze in my glutes. And I know that I get to the top once I feel a stretch in my quadriceps or a cramp in my hamstrings or glutes. Notice I have not arched my back and I have not lost posterior pelvic tilt. I am all the way up onto my shoulders. That's how high I can go. Now it's time to go back down, one vertebrae at a time, starting with the upper back and then the mid back. I'm still clenching my butt, still trying to maintain that posterior pelvic tilt. I should never really feel any stress or contraction in my low back. I'm putting my lumbar vertebrae down on the ground one at a time. And as I work my way down, my tailbone lightly goes down and then all the way. And then I flip all the way back to anterior pelvic tilt. And I repeat the process. First going back through posterior pelvic tilt, and then peeling the vertebrae off of the floor one at a time as slowly as I can, maintaining posterior tilt, getting up as high as I can while maintaining that posterior tilt. Butt is clenched, quads feel stretched, maybe a little cramp in the hamstrings, and then we work our way back down. The point of this is to learn about control of each and every vertebrae and get as much motion out of each individual joint of the spine as possible. A lot of glute work going on here, a lot of ab work going on here. This is the floor peel. Be sure to maintain posterior pelvic.